Morning, guys. Well, can you hear me, please? No, guys. Farewell gap is going to create here. That's gonna be my first cell for two and create a farewell gap. Any kind of farewell gap. Good morning, RX, RS, Rashid, MGFX. Good morning to all of you. Let's find if it can provide any kind of selling opportunity. Hey, Dora. Morning. For CPI, we have a very specific rules to trade the CPI. If the one minute candle around the CPI news make a bullish fair value gap or bearish fair value gap, whatever it is, the 50% of that gap is gonna be our target. So even if this market would love to keep falling, or if it will love to go higher, I don't care about that. But first, I would love to see for the first time it will start to fall. I would love to see it will come here to the consonant crossband. Then it will start to go higher, or it will break that gap, will keep falling. I don't have any problem. So when the market filled the CPI news gap over here, went higher, fall, in that fall there was no selling opportunity. You can clearly see that no selling opportunity. Until then, market came here. What is this gaps or everything? I'll show that later. But here it came, then market started to react or showing some kind of weakness. So I would love to see it can provide me any kind of selling opportunity. I was watching this down close candle, but not interested to push the button from the breaker over here. Instead of that, would love to see if it can build a bearish gap. Whatever bearish gap it will build, that's gonna be my first sell. Target is the 50% of this bullish fair value gap. And the setup is or the entry is valid until 9 a.m. So if the setup create around 901, means I'm not going to touch the entry or whatever it is. I'm not going to take it. Hey Shahrada, how are you, brother? Seth Hunter, how are you, brother? I don't see your name now these days, brother. Seth Hunter. Hmm. I just need a fair value gap. Take the entry before 9 a.m. Hmm? Problem, brother. Thanks for being over here outside of your work schedule. Always appreciate it, man. Have to be crazy about trading, otherwise it's gonna always be so difficult for you. Have to be crazy. Outside of your work, whenever you will find the opportunity, you have to watch the market. From this small fair value gap, I would love to take the sell. Small fair value gap over here. It provide me the entry opportunity from there within 5 candle maximum. I'd love to take that sell. Not 5 candle actually, before 9 a.m. So within 2 more candle. Within 2 candle, if I get the opportunity to take entry, I'll take the entry from this fair value gap. Stop loss is above this area, which is covering the highest up close body close candles 50%. Target is the 50% of the bullish fair value that has been created by the CPI. Doesn't provide me the entry, I'm okay with that, but my plan is to go for this trade from here. Of course, I'll go for the partial. Provide me the entry, I'll go for the partial around 1. I don't know it will give me the entry or not, but yeah, we'll see. The next candle is the last candle to take this entry. Within the next candle, if I don't get the trade, I'm not going to take it. I wish. The last candle to take the entry. If this candle doesn't give me the entry, it's not a valid trade. So time, but partial is going to be 1:1. You can see 27 handle stop loss, 27 handle partial. I don't care it will come over here or not. I have no intention, I have no need to see this market to come over here. All I need the partial level. If I get the partial, I'm cool to go with the runner until this area. If it come here, I'm happy. If it doesn't come here, I'm also happy because I've already cleared the partial. In trading, the most important thing is partial. You have to have an idea what the market is reaching for, why it is reaching for, from where it is reaching for, and when you will have the idea, just make sure that you have taken some partial. Enough. No more pushing button is valid right now. The entry has been done. So if you didn't take the entry, let it go. Don't push the button. If the market leaves some liquidity over here, that could be the best case of scenario. That means kind of relatively equal highs, market is going to leave over there and then it will fall. That could be the best case of scenario. But if it cleared that liquidity and then fall, it is also acceptable because before falling, market has cleared one more time the liquidity. That is also fall valid. That is why my stop loss was not above this high. I just covered that highest up close body close candles 50% over there, not that high because it's a liquidity pool. So before even if this market it would love to fall, can fall after clearing this high, take the liquidity, then it can start to fall. So now this time, if this market can close below this gap without stopping me out, I'll move my stop loss above that high. First time it will close below this gap, I'll move my stop loss above that high because this high is now an protected high. This market doesn't need to go above this high one more time after closing below this gap. be the best if it could leave some liquidity over here instead of taking them. It could leave some liquidity. That could be the best because I'm bullish. The bullish fair value gap, that is the only barricade that can stop the market. So I don't want to see the bodies are going to respect it the 50% of this gap. Would love to see the body will close at least below the constant crossment. If it closes below this constant crossment, that's a sign that even if it went higher to trade this newly created order block, finally it is going to fall. So I really would love to see body close below the constant crossment. That is the confirmation. Later this market is going to fall. I'll just cover a bit more above the mean threshold of this order block because we can did the damage, the 50%, so we can did the damage just a bit more, one handle more. Not a bearish market, of course it's a bullish market, but before going higher I really want to see it will fall and come to this gap one more time. Even if it failed to come over here to this gap, it will trade the last parallel gap over here for going higher. That is my intention to see. This last parallel gap at least should be traded. Good morning, Teza. Has traded the mean threshold of that order block. I just moved it a bit higher. You can see later I moved it a bit higher because if it even if it would love to respect this order block and the mean threshold of this order block, we could did the damage. Now, if it really would love to keep going higher, then of course moving a stop loss doesn't mean anything. But I was needed to cover the mean threshold of that order block and the week. So I tried to cover it by the stop loss. You can see here. So that exactly the mean threshold of that order block. I put my stop loss with the mean threshold. Later I moved it a bit higher. That means if really it would love to respect the mean threshold of this order block, and week is going to go a bit higher, I'm not going to get a stopped out. If it really would love to keep going higher, I will get a stopped out anyway. But if it would love to cover, I mean, trade the mean threshold and then it started to go fall, I really don't want to see the week is going to did the damage. My market is going to stop me out and then going to fall. So we'll see how it is going to work. If it really would love to fall, this is the time to fall from this mean threshold. If it doesn't want to fall because the week that gap 50% has been respected so beautifully, love to keep going higher, then it will stop me out and the mean threshold is going to be broken anyway. You can see if my stop loss was over here, I would already get stopped out by that specific candle. This is the perfect time for this market to fall right now. Either it will fall now or it will just keep going higher, take that high, then we have all other things. We'll talk about that after this. candle close as a bull candle, of course it's gonna stop me out. Even if it's like the color is bull, has to be like a bear candle, because the mean threshold of that order block should be respected. And one candle has closed, the very next candle has closed below this mean threshold, it should start to fall now. Very tight area, very tight area. Now I'm not interested to move the stop loss because it has broken the mean threshold of the order block. This candle has broken the mean threshold of the order block. Next candle has closed below the mean threshold. I got stopped out. If it really would love to fall, it should not go higher one more time. It stopped me out and it's not interested to fall, at least not now, for the 50% of this gap. This week, the CPI 50% didn't work. Most of the time, it worked so beautifully. However, we'll see that actually we did the damage or not. We'll see that later. We'll be back to the main room. This is the weekly chart for the Nasdaq. If you guys remember, when we are seeing this market, I talked about this water block close down close body close candles opening price. That was the opening price. So I wanted to see it will fall at least until the open before going higher. Now we had the CPI actually today, and so market waited for that CPI to go higher. Instead, that's why it fall until the mean threshold of the 50% of that bullish order block, reaching to the bullish order block 50%. Now this market is respecting, you're seeing this 50% area. You can do one more thing, and that is body to body. That is also important and very strong. In that type of situation, you'll see the same thing actually traded the 50% on the mean threshold of that bullish order block from the weekly chart. I was never been bearish. I was always bullish until a certain period of time. In that range over here, if it could reach over here to the lower quadrant, to that dealing range, maybe I will start to look for sell or some kind of long-term consolidation. Not about that high. Of course it could go for that high. That type of scenario, I would wait for this kind of scenario. Okay, something like came here, then it closed above this line, then I will start to look for a buy from here to here until here. In this type of scenario, I would look for that things. Otherwise, I will start to think that okay, maybe market is going to fall for this sell side liquidity, or it is going to consolidate something like this. It will keep consolidating something like that. This could be my intention if it could reach to the lower quadrant of that dealing range. But so far you can see it has respecting from the 50%. That means if today's candle or tomorrow's candle closed above this line, you will see from the weekly chart it has respected the 50% of that dealing range. More importantly, it has fall until the mean threshold or the 50% of that order block from the weekly chart. Coming back to daily chart. So from the daily chart, this was our dealing range. Guys remember, or everything. Every day I'm showing you the same thing. Over here, yesterday I was extremely bullish and market was extremely bearish. I can connect the market or the bearishness because today we had the CPI, which is absolutely unusual. Just a second, guys. Achha. Today we had the CPI, so market has another plan actually to go for the buy side liquidity by using the CPI news. So far, I think so. Yesterday's candle was a bearish candle. Even though it was bearish, I didn't want to say it will come to this fair value gap. Now it could come over here. There was nothing wrong, but the if it doesn't trade this gap, that's the best case of scenario, because this lower quadrant level is aligned with this fair value gap plus volume imbalance. So I really didn't want to see this market will fall for this deep discounted area. Instead of that, it will work with this 50%, that order block, lowest down close body close candle. I don't know, did it trade the mean threshold of that order block or not. Check it. Yeah, it has traded the mean threshold as well, so perfectly, so beautifully. The mean threshold of that order block has been traded over here. Now this market is reversing, going for some kind of buy side liquidity. I think we'll see where it will go, but here the intention was that market is not coming around to this area. Yesterday's candles was absolutely unpredictable for me because I thought that yesterday is going to be the bullish candle and today's CPI is going to clear that buy side liquidity. That was my intention. So yesterday's candle should close here somewhere and today's CPI is going to clear that buy side liquidity. But market took too long. This is December. It is expected that it's gonna work weirdly. However, yesterday today's candles by using the CPI so far market is bullish. I would love to see if it can keep continue go higher and the same target is balanced price range, low, and the consonant crossment. So my highest target is the consonant crossment, but if it reach until the low, I'm happy for that. From the 4 hour chart, you can see here this with that specific week and this low, and that low relatively equal lows. More importantly, there is a very small volume imbalance. I would love to watch or focus on that volume imbalance. I think it's marked on my lower time frame, but still I'll mark it one more time and over here. Okay. This small volume imbalance that has been traded over here, more importantly, that week from 4 hour chart, we'll have to mark the quadrant level of that week here, here. Look at the reaction from the 50% of that week, 50% from that week, as well as the lower quadrant has been tapped of that week, which is a discounted week that has cleared all other lows, candle lows, traded a fair value gap, a very important week. Constant crossment has been perfectly respected, volume balance has been traded, lower quadrant has been respected by the week, and then this market is going higher. When the first time it will inverse this gap, which is going to be a very nice, beautiful inversion fair value gap. However, all of these confluences and I have only the buy side liquidity here from the 4 hour chart. And so all of these buy side liquidity is here. So I don't need to worry about this market to stop going higher until this buy side liquidity is not taken from 4 hour chart. I'm extremely bullish for that buy side liquidity. However, from this lower time frame or all of this candle area, you can see this highest up close body close candle, which is one of the best bearish order block. I really would love to see some kind of reaction from this order block. So if this market keep going higher around 9:30 and come here, then I will expect some kind of reaction, some kind of reaction. Now, if this reaction takes the whole morning session, then that's gonna be our sell setup, or I we will look for only sell over there if it takes the full morning session, because this is the December and you are seeing most of the time this consolidation. So even though it is falling, it is going to fall like this way, time distortion and then fall, time distortion, then fall, something like this. So it's taking too much time to go from one level to another level because of the December month, December contract, December area, because of the Christmas, because of everything. People would love to make the money. Market doesn't want to give them or let them to make money. All of this confliction is happening over here. So just be careful about the consolidation. We will try one time. If it doesn't work, we'll let this go. If it works perfect, then we'll stop trading that specific account. Either we'll switch our account or we'll go to the paper trade. However, this market has fallen. I would love to see how this leg has been worked. The high that has cleared this high over here, this swing high has been cleared by that swing high. Here, this swing low has been cleared by that swing low. So I would love to see how this dealing range is working right now. The low of the dealing range is the high of the dealing range. This is the equilibrium. If this market was interested to keep falling, maybe for this low, maybe for that low, maybe for that relatively equal lows, or maybe for the last fair value gap, anything, whatever it is, the best area to trade for this market is from this equilibrium. If it come over here, it is confirmed that market is going to clear that high over here. That high is going to be cleared. Now, after coming here, it can start to fall again. It is confirmed doesn't mean that I know 100% is going to take that. That's a high probability that market will go for that high. And now, as I have the bullish bias for this buy side liquidity, and I have seen this area has been traded so many bullish PD arrays so perfectly, so beautifully, I can predict that this market is going to go for that buy side liquidity. So for that, I can predict that when the market is above this dealing range 50%, it is coming here. So for me, the first target is this line. So wherever the market is right now, from here to here, which is 100 handle, that 100 handle is my target. Not this high, not that relatively equal highs, not that fair value gap, nothing. From here to here, this is my new dealing range. For the first time, it will close above this area or around here, and then it will start to fall around this area. I will start to look for buy for this dealing range upper quadrant level. That is the area I'm expecting that market will reach. Now, if it starts to fall, come here to this leg. In that type of scenario, I will mark this leg when it will start to reverse. I will mark that leg and I will look for the 50% again to that new dealing range, which was inside that dealing range, because we are going to execute our trade to 1 minute chart. So all of this dealing range is not important for us. This is important for the direction. And the last candle, see this candle, this is gonna be our dealing range from 15-minute chart and 1 minute chart. That one candle is gonna be our dealing range. However, right now as the market is above this 50% of that 4 hour dealing range, I'm expecting this market will come over here, which is an 100 handle run. Out of 100 handle, I'll try to catch 40 50 handle, whatever I can catch. For the first time, if you are profitable, don't overtrade. It's a request to all of you, because from yesterday, that means 17th of the December to until second week of February is the area where nobody should trade. But brother, in online we are seeing a lot of people are trading. What are you talking about? They need money, your money, your money, because they need to sell their mentorship, they need to sell their prof from, they need to sell their force everything to you. That's why they are showing you that it's tradable, but it's not tradable area. You'll understand that after seeing the price action, if you are open minded. After just seeing the price action, you'll understand how everyday's morning session or sometimes PM session is working. Yesterday's morning session was, sorry, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, morning session was shit. PM session was so beautiful. Yesterday morning session was so beautiful, PM session was so shit. Just consolidation, pure consolidation. However, this is that range from that 4 hour chart. If you guys remember, that is the range I'm going to show you one more time from 4 hour chart. That is that swing high which has cleared that swing high. This is that low which has cleared that swing low over here. This is that dealing range. This is that upper quadrant level where we have this last fair value gap or the premium fair value gap. Now from hourly chart, of course, you can mark this gap, which is gonna be our target right now. Around here, this is gonna be our target, hourly last fair value gap. Above this last fair value gap, I have something actually which I am going to show you from 15-minute chart. Okay, so not from the hourly chart, but just from the hourly chart, I have this new leg that is going to appear when it will start to reverse or start to retrace. What I am going to do, I'm going to break this leg into that leg. That means I'm not interested about that leg anymore, because where I needed to see this leg, price action should send it here. So I have already done with that specific leg. Now I'm interested about a new leg which is inside that leg, because I'm going to execute my trade through 1 minute chart. When I'm going to going to execute my trade through 1 minute chart, and when it will start to retrace, I will never expect this market will come here, which is the lower quadrant, or this fair value gap. If it come here, either it will take that low or it will be a long time consolidation. So I won't be able to trade in that area by 1 minute chart. I have to go to the 15-second chart. If it retrace until this lower quadrant level, how far it is acceptable to retrace? Until the 50% of this new range over here. When it will reach to this 50%, then it can start to go higher. More importantly, you can see this candle, which is the CPI candle over here from the hourly chart. We have the bullish fair value gap from 1 minute chart, the 50% around that area. That is my intention to see before going higher, much more higher. Can it retrace until the 50% of that bullish fair value gap from the CPI candle 1 minute chart? I'll show that to you. Don't worry about that. But this is how I'm going to break it. Now, right now, this range is not important. When it will start to retrace, then this range is gonna be important. Now from 15-minute chart, you will be able to see this high and that high over here. That high are the relatively equal highs, which was our target yesterday. If you guys remember, this was the morning session. Around the morning session was a bit beautiful, not bad. Okay, to be honest, it was a bit beautiful. The morning session, and then the PM session was here. Sorry, the morning session and the PM session was the same area, I guess. Not that one. This is not the yesterday price action, I think. That was the yesterday. That was the morning session. Beautiful. And this was the PM session. Look at the consolidation over here. How beautifully it has consolidated. However, this is that area where market has actually traded the 4 hour volume imbalance. Remember, 4 hour volume imbalance. This is that bullish fair value gap from the daily chart. I didn't want to see it will come over here. Lower quadrant level. I don't want to see it will come to this lower quadrant level. This is that 50% and market has closed here. Came to this original consolidation area. The consolidation area. Now, if this market was bearish, then of course it will work with the lower quadrant of this consolidation area and then it will start to fall. If it come to the 50%, it will have an opportunity to make another consolidation here, around here, or it can just go through this whole area, the 50% area, and come to this last fair value gap. If it happens like this way, perfect. I'm not uh, gonna argue with that market because I know that in that type of scenario I'll miss all the opportunities to take the buy or take the sell. However, I don't want to see that. Instead of that, I would love to see it will give me some kind of retracement before going higher, and if I can catch that retracement leg, I'll be very happy to catch that buy. Moreover, I have this buy side liquidity, which is my target. Market has cleared all the sell side liquidity, though it left some sell side liquidity which is not so obvious. You can see this low and that low, not something very clean, very interesting to me, doesn't look like to me very interesting. But there is a problem here. This low and that low, they're the relatively equal lows, which is very clean over here. So I'm not thinking that market is going to fall for this original consolidation area, the accumulation area. Right now I'm not thinking like that way, but of course it can start to fall. In that type of scenario, I will wait for this candle to inverse, frame the sell setup. That is specific bullish fair value gap. Why this bullish fair value gap? Because prior to 9:30 or before 9:30, this is the most obvious bullish fair value gap. As I'm bullish, I will look for this fair value gap to think about buy or sell. If I would love to take a sell, for example, I will look for the candle close below this whole bullish gap, below this gap, to frame my sell for this sell side liquidity primarily, or maybe the last fair value gap here, or maybe the last fair value gap here, whatever it is. I will start to look for sell if and only if this market, not the 1 minute gap, but the 50-minute bullish gap, it closed below this bullish gap, I'll start to think about sell. But so far I'm extremely bullish for this buy side liquidity over here. This is that BPR, that is the low of the BPR, that is the constant crossment, which is aligned with some kind of buy side liquidity, not clean, but some kind of swing highs or relatively equal highs over there. However, if it can take that buy side liquidity, of course, this is the area where this market will go higher. For more conference or conferences, I'm not even interested about this extreme liquidity. I'm more interested to see if I can catch a run until the 50% of this hourly last fair value gap, not the 15-minute, hourly last fair value gap, because the 15-minute last fair value gap is too much bigger over here, too big. Okay, so hourly gap is so beautiful. Now from here to here, it's not a small range. Again, it's a huge range. You can see here to here it's 68 handle. Out of 68 handle, if I can catch 40 handle, it's more than enough. This is the last fair value gap from yesterday. If you guys remember, that was the last fair value gap. Market has inversed, traded the equilibrium of that last fair value gap, then fall, cleared all of this sell side liquidity or liquidities over there. After clearing the liquidities, as you can see here, this is that inverse gap. So I would love to remove this consolidation area. Below all of these lows, this is the obvious swing low that was protected, right? This low was protected. All of this price action was dependent on this protected low. When this low has been violated over here, I would love to look on its left to find out the first bearish fair value gap. Wherever I'll find the first bearish fair value gap, I'd love to mark that bearish fair value gap and extend it to my right. Extend it to my right when this low has been violated. That specific low has been violated. Come here above this bearish fair value gap. This is one of the best inverse gap. I would love to see that when the first time it will close, it's not going to work below this gap. Of course it can do that if there is a fair value gap below this inverse gap or reclaimed inverse gap, however you will say or call it, whatever it is. So it can work with the below the 50% of this area or below this area, but body should not close below this gap or inverse gap. So as you can see, this candle has closed. Next candle trade until here, not convinced yet. I would love to see it will come here, then it will go higher. Before coming here, what else can happen? It can respect from this last parallel gap, which is also a reclaimed gap, is gonna work as a reclaimed gap when the market will close above this gap. Not now, when the market will close above this gap. But right now, as you can see, last parallel gap has worked as an inverse gap. One more time, if it works as an inverse gap, I'm not gonna be surprised. Now, a lot of things, you don't need to worry about all of these things. You can just focus on your understanding or the market, whatever you do. It's like that way you can understand, you can make it more simple if you want. But all the information I'm sharing, this is the information is important to me, and think if it is important for you as well. So my first intention to see this market to fall, then go higher. If it go here, I'll start to look for sell. First time it will come here, I'll start to look for sell. If it went through this, then of course that buy side liquidity is going to be my target. Let's see, 2 minutes left, 1 minute left. There you go. 9:30 open. Going to regular trading hour. You see this whole opening gap? I wanna see it will work at least until the 50% of that opening gap. Candle close, and this candle open. This is the equilibrium or the 50%. Remember that from the regular trading hour. Okay. 50% of the opening gap is aligned with the CPI fair value gap 50%. What is my bias? Bullish. Without manipulation, I can't look for any kind of buy. So I would love to catch the sell first before going higher. Even after catching the sell, if this market keep falling, I don't need to worry about that because I have already got my boom. What else do you see over here? The bearish market, and then market opened up, gap up here, and it is going higher. People are watching the resistance. See this resistance over here, all of this resistance. Look at this resistance. It is obvious for them that market is going for that resistance. It is going to be broken, and then market is going to work it as a support. Breakout trader are going to enter over here. People are interested to chase the market from here until this resistance area. I don't want to see this market is going to clear that resistance area or the highs over here before stopping them out. So I would love to see this market will fall first, and then it will go for that buy side liquidity. Okay? On my right hand side, remember that gap from 15-minute chart? That was that gap. New day opening gap over here that has been traded the 50%. Any kind of selling opportunity is my high probable selling opportunity, even though it is against my bias, but that is a probability, a high probable selling opportunity rather than any kind of buy over here, because buying is a clear chasing market. Just look at this market. Now think like that way. My bias is bullish, maybe market will not fall. Just for the sake of this conversation, market go higher and clear that buy side liquidity. Do you really think that it's logical for taking the buy over here, where you are seeing that as a, just forget about everything what you are seeing, market consolidate here, gapped up, started to go higher, take the buy side liquidity? Isn't it too easy? If it was an order block, that means if it was a nice candle, not this type of small body long wick, like the body came until here, something like that, that could be my entry over here. That candle would be my, I'm already in a trade, sell trade over here. But unfortunately this is a very small body long wick. I'm not interested to use this candle to use my order block. Mm-mm. That inverse gap is gonna be my sell. If it tap to this gap, this is going to be my sell. From here, remember the target. Stop loss above here. Target is the 50% of that CPI run, CPI leg. That 50, it doesn't need to reach over here. Okay, I don't care if it will come here or not. But if it come here, perfect. I will go for a partial. I'll just go for a partial 1:1. From this inverse gap, I'll go for maybe partial until here, 1:1. So 30 handle, 30 handle. Or I can just take the partial around here. You will do the job you should do. I'm just doing my job, but you are going to do your job. 1:1, take the partial, hold your trade for so long. Okay, that could be the. This is the upper quadrant of the opening gap. I was thinking to put my partial level over here, but it's too far. Okay, so that's why I choose this last fair value gap, take my partial over here, and then we'll see if it come to the area where it should come, the unfinished business. Entry from this inverse gap, logic, because market came too far, gapped up, people are thinking that market is going higher. Should not go higher, at least until the 50% it will keep falling, then it will can start to go higher. You will take the partial around 1:1. Now please don't copy my trade. Your first trade is a winning trade, stop trading. Switch your account to paper trade or another challenge account or whatever it is, but don't take another trade in the same same account. Don't do that. If you don't have any other account, go to paper trade. Don't give back the money you have already built from this market. Don't give it back to them. However, I'm watching this breaker block around here, this lowest down close body close candles. I'm watching them. Can they stop the market and send it lower? I am going to mark the lowest candle only, but remember, one, two, three. These three candles is the breaker block. I'm just going to mark the lower candle on only, just to observe if the most sensitive breaker block can hold the market and send it lower or not. But remember, this three candle is the breaker block. Now I'm not going to hold the trade until here because I need to see the boom. So if it doesn't come here, nobody will write down the boom. Okay, so I'll just put it over here and I'll close the trade over there around here, just for getting the boom. 73 handle. I'll hold the trade until 73 handle just to get the boom. But remember, if I were alone, I would hold my trade until here. That should be the partial. Stop loss should be to the break even. Okay, the stop loss is at the break even. Target is the upper quadrant of the opening gap, as well as the 50% of that our the gap. Remember this gap, that gap, 50% reclaimed inverse gap. just because of the boom, because nobody will write down boom if I hold it until here and if it doesn't hit my target. So just because of that, I'm going to close the trade exactly to the 50% of that area. Not bad. 73 handles, not bad. Now, maybe my bias is wrong. Maybe market will not go higher. Maybe market will keep falling the rest of the day. Do I care about that? Do I really care about that? I don't care about that. My job is done. I'm done with this. That would be my target. 143. Thank you. Now I'm seeing some kind of boom to the comment box. Thank you guys for understanding and writing down boom for me. Please don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to our channel if you are new. If you are with this trade with me and you didn't take the partial, you are a gambler. Now, please don't gamble. Take the partial, put your stop loss to the break even. Let the run go until the area this market should go. Remember CPI fair value gap. This is the CPI fair value gap, the 50%. It is one of the most important area this market will reverse. The 50%, at least until the 50% of this CPI candle or CPI fair value gap. CPI candle fair value gap from 1 minute chart. I don't care about this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. I don't care about anything else. All I care to see this market will come to the 50% of this gap. If it doesn't come, also it doesn't matter because you already got more profit than you expected. I'm going to remove this because like later when I'll execute my trade, they'll say, oh, you are good. The 50% upper quadrant of the opening gap, 50% of the old reclaimed gap is respecting. Now it's good if it respect over here now starts to go higher for this buy side. It's good. Of course it's good, but it would be the best if it fall here. That would be the best. So there is something good and there is something best. I prefer this come here because this is the most interested area for the market to fall. Thank you guys for writing boom. Thank you, Sophia. Boom, 2K trade. I took it with you. Congratulations, Sophia. Please don't take any other trade to that specific account. Please, it's a request to you. Thank you, Daniel, for that boom and the penguin, brother. Thank you, Sophia, for the penguin. Boom shakalaka. Oh, thank you. I love donation. Thank you. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Abdul Samad Jadani. Hey, Greg. Thank you, man. Big John Viking. I'm down for the day. That's my brother. Those people who are going to say that I'm done for the day, I love them more than anything else because in a day, more importantly in December, when you are going to frame a trade, trust me, it's so much pressure. And when you will get a beautiful boom, you don't need to take any other trade. That's only trade is more than enough. Okay. Thank you so much, Big John Viking, for writing that. Thank you, Archana. How are you, sister? Everything's cool, Archana? MJFX booms, why thanks? No need to thanks, man. I'm switching to another challenge account. Yeah, you can go to the challenge account. You can blow the challenge account. I don't have any problem. But funded account should be very careful. You have to be very careful. However, guys, now I'm more interested to look for buying opportunity. So I will wait for this market to see when it will start to reverse. Okay. There is two case of scenario. First, it can start to reverse from here. Nothing is wrong from there. Second area is from here. So I prefer this market to reverse from there. That is the best case of scenario. I will wait for this market to come until here. I'm going to remove this gap, but keep that in your mind that this gap 50% is aligned with this upper quadrant, and this gap low is kind of the 50% area of this opening range gap or opening gap 50% area. Okay, just keep that in your mind, or you can keep it on your chart. I'm going to remove it because I need more clean chart. This is that gap which I showed you that I wanna see it is gonna be interested. I mean respected one more time. Remember that last parallel gap, very specific gap, respected here, respected for the last time. Fall. Can it start to go higher now? First, for this buy side liquidity over here, relatively equal highs from 1 minute chart. Then for this extreme buy side liquidity, finally for the BPR from the daily chart, BPR low, more importantly until the consequent crossment. Or does it want to keep falling? For this it's relatively equal lows, which is a low probability to me. I'm not interested for that at all. Or does it want to fall for that? If it wants to fall for that, it is going to close below this gap, below that gap. We'll go to hourly chart to show you the funny thing over here. This is the high that has been created, a new dealing range, this high and this low. So right now 1 minute price action you are seeing inside this dealing range. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark the low and the high, going to predict this market can maximum fall until this lower quadrant if it is extremely bullish. So as you can see here, the lower the 50% is aligned with the bullish parabolic from 1 minute chart, 15 minute chart, hourly chart, everywhere. Okay, CPI area. This is that CPI area. So this is the best area for reversal from the equilibrium, and then it is a random reversal. See, this is a random reversal depending on that hourly chart. So it should go back again at least until the last parabolic gap. We'll go through this last parabolic gap for this buy side liquidity from the 15-minute chart. I'm going to remove them because you will get confused if I keep them. Remember, I'm not interested to look for any kind of buy right now. I'm still watching. Can this market fall until here? So I'm more interested to see it will fall here. Right now, it is trading the last parallel gap to that specific leg. More importantly, this order block. Mark that order block, extend it to your right. That has been respected. I was expecting this run from here. So if I saw this leg came here, I could start to frame another selling opportunity over here because the last parabolic gap reaction has been done, sent the market until here. Now it is going to fall and it is going to trade the 50%. Unfortunately, it didn't happen over here, unfortunately, and then market went higher. So now framing a new trade from here is difficult for me without clearing any liquidity. But if you are in a trade from here, from this area, you can hold your trade until the equilibrium or that area. Okay, you can hold it until that area. I didn't hold it until this area just because to get the boom. Okay, just just because to get the boom. However, I'm switching to another challenge icon. No problem. All good, Tito. How are you? I'm cool. Thanks for asking. So, Archana, how many likes did I get? Do you believe it, man? 49, 49. Not. I framed 75 handle trade. It was a 75 handle, and I didn't get 75 likes. Come on, man. This is the upper quadrant of the opening. Why it is something like that? It should not right. This is the upper quadrant of the opening gap. I'm seeing that market came until the upper quadrant level. From the 50-minute chart, it has broken the upper quadrant of the opening gap. So we'll see if it can provide me another selling opportunity. This is the gap that has been traded over here. So if this candle can close below this candle, I'll take another sell from this order block. Take the entry from here until the lower quad, I mean, sorry, 50% of this area. So if the body close below this candle, we'll take another sell from there. I don't know that it will take me or not, but if it takes me, that's gonna be my new trade. Those people who are in this trade from here, you guys can keep it until that area, okay? Until the 50%. I don't know it will take me or not. I don't think so it's going to take me. But let's see the last that gap, this gap reaction can send the market until the order block one more time. So I still have the opportunities until it's not going to touch the 50% of this gap. Still, this is an opportunity for me to go for this trade. Low reaction set the market until the bearish period. Bearish period will be traded. Perfect. It will come for this 50%. That is the plan right now. Let's see if it can give me that entry. I wish it will take me. There you go. Bit more. That's the entry. Partial should be 1:1, which is 26 candle, something like that. That's gonna be the partial 1:1. I don't care what the market will go. All I care the partial. Highest up close body close candles open is the most sensitive area, so it can trade over there. My stop loss didn't cover the order block. I have just covered the mean threshold of that consecutive order block, because if this market would love to break the mean threshold of this order block before reaching to this 50%, it means it is respecting this bullish fair value cap and it will start to go higher. I don't want to see that, so I don't want to take the risk until the top of this order block. For this candle that has built this bearish fair value cap is more than enough for me to be confident that it's going to fall. I'll just try to take 1:1 partial. We'll put my stop loss to the break even and we'll let the run go until this area if it can go over here. It should already give me the partial. Why it didn't give me that? Okay, and actually for 2T. Happy. Going to remove my order block level from there to there. This is the most sensitive line. The most sensitive line is the opening of this highest up close body close candle. That is the most sensitive line. This candle should be a bear candle. It has to be a bear candle. If it is a bullish candle, I'm gonna get stopped out. I got stopped out. Just for two handle, it didn't give me that, and now just stop me out by the week. I hate this much. However, this high, I don't think so. It's a protected high, as this market is going to take that on. After clearing that high over here, if it do that, which I'm not interested to see, but if it do that, clear that high, then it starts to fall. I'll let this go because it's kind of a swing low that has been shifted, which is a intermediate term swing high, not swing low, swing high that is valid for shifting market structure. That means if it go above that high, this is a buying opportunity, not the selling opportunity anymore. If this high is going to be taken by that candle, that's a buying opportunity, no more selling opportunity over here. Unfortunately, this market just didn't give me the partial level, which was 26 handle. Unfortunately, it didn't give me that. Here I have the market structure shift now. The market structure shift. I just need to make sure that there is an SMT. Yes, sir. Sir. There is no This is the new market structure shift after clearing the liquidity. Liquidity has been cleared. Remember, we are on our real direction now toward the buy side liquidity, all of this area. Given me the market structure shift, fair value gap, take the entry if it make it. Fair value gap, buy. Of course, I'm not going to put the stop loss below this low, which is gonna be huge. Target, last fair value gap, entry from that best 22 YT model. Give me the entry. If it doesn't, bad luck. If it give me the entry, now it's a buying opportunity, not selling opportunity anymore. This is an intermediate term high that should not be taken. Market went higher, cleared that buy side liquidity or swing high that has been cleared by that intermediate term high. Then market fall, should falling for the 50% of this gap. It didn't fall for this 50%. Take that high again one more time, which is my market structure shift over there. Cleared the liquidity. It could be the best if it could clear that low. That would be the best, but I don't need that. Market structure shift, fair value gap, buying opportunity, but I can see that market clearly is not giving me the entry opportunity. Before reaching to this gap, within 5 candle, if it give me the entry, that is a valid buying opportunity. First, this buy side liquidity, second for, sorry, gap, second this buy side liquidity, third target is this buy side liquidity. We'll see if it within 5 candle, if it can give me the uh, entry or not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maximum 5 candle before tapping to this last fair value gap. If it doesn't give me the entry, that's bad luck. I was looking for sell. Suddenly, I switch my bias. This is the fact you have to understand, that when you are going to switch the bias, how you are watching the market. This entry is not valid if it touch the last fair value gap, not this fair value gap, not this fair value gap. The last fair value gap. See this high candle low. There is a very small gap. If it touch this gap before giving me the entry, it's not valid anymore. I wish it will take me 1, 2, 3, next 2 candle. Within next 2 candle, it should take me. This sell didn't work because it didn't hit my target. Just for 2 tick. Just for 2 tick. Two tick, I didn't get my partial. Others, that could be a boom as well. Sometimes bad luck happens. By the next candle, it has to take me. By the next candle. Otherwise, just a bad luck because market didn't give me the entry. I knew how this market is going to work, but it didn't give me the entry. That's the bad luck. See if it can provide us any other opportunities. When this last gap is going to be inversed, I will take the buy from this last fair value gap. If it close above this gap, I'm going to take the buy from this gap until this buy side liquidity over here, by putting the stop loss below the candle, which is going to inverse this gap. You see, it came to this last fair value gap constant crossment. Now it will come here. I'm not able to catch not the buy, not the sell. I can't do anything over here right now. When it came to this last fair value gap, from here to until the last fair value gap is a range, because I know from here to here it's a free fly. Market can fly from here to here freely. But when it come here, is it going to come here? It's not confirmed. Or does it keep going higher? I don't know that. So right now it's kind of a no man's land to me. I can't take any trade right now. So I have to either wait for the, if I would love to take the buy from here, from this gap, I have to wait for this kind of scenario. First, it will come here, it will build an order block. I'll try to take the order block entry. That is called confirmed entry. I'm not going to believe this gap anymore. Or I will wait for this market to close above the last fair value gap, because above this last fair value gap, I have this buy side liquidity over here. When it will close above this last fair value gap, I'm going to predict that not even a single body is going to close below the concurrent crossment of this last fair value gap. But for the sake of the conversation, I have to put my stop loss below the candle, which is going to validate this last fair value gap as an inverse gap. Plus two handle maybe. We'll see if it can close above this candle. Sorry, above this fair value gap. Stop loss is a bit below actually. That is going to be my entry over here. Here, that will be my entry. I'm not expecting anybody close below the 50% of this last fair value gap. Nobody should close below the 50% of this last fair value gap. Target is this buy side liquidity, of course. At the same time, we'll look for a partial around 1:1. So we'll try to take the partial over here, okay? The limit. All I need to see, nobody is going to close below the concurrent crossment of this last fair value gap. My stop loss here, it should be below the candle, not exactly below the candle, a bit below the candle, like one handle, two handle, depending on the scenario, kind of like if it is highly volatility, then you have to put it much more lower. Otherwise you have to, it's safe over here. However, when the first candle has closed below this fair value gap, last fair value gap, this next body will close above this candle. I'll move my stop loss below that candle, but right now you can see it's a very small range, right? So I don't need to move it, I'll just keep it over here. But if it was not small range, for example, it was a huge range, something like that, for the first time I have seen this, I would move my stop loss below that candle, like maybe it's not exactly little below of this candle, somewhere here. I would start to do that, but as it is a very small range, I'm just not going to move it, as it has closed below this 50% of this area. One time close below this area is absolutely accepted, but next time it should keep going higher. That means even if I get stopped out over here, for the next time it will close above this gap, I will go for the same entry again with the same logic again, by putting the same area the stop loss. This gap is important to me, because if I miss the trade over here, most of the time what happened, it didn't work here. Most of the time what happened, if it doesn't give the entry over here, when it close above this gap, it starts to react from there and keep going higher. So the importance of this gap is I'm able to put my stop loss smaller, rather than or comparing with other areas to put it. I got a stop out here, I don't need to worry about that. The next time it will close above this gap, I can frame the same setup with the same logic again and again and again, and that's gonna work. December, sometimes this is not going to work, but most of the time, first time even if you get a stopped out, second time you will get the boom. It will close above this gap. The same logic I will apply again for that buy side liquidity. It will fall here. That I'm not going to touch that fall. Took a 21 handle loss. Will cover that loss again when it will close above this last fair value gap. I think that is the last fair value gap. Let me check actually. Yeah, that is the most obvious last fair value gap because this gap has been broken. Rest of the day market will consolidate. Bad luck if it starts to consolidate. I wish it's not gonna do that. For example, you have 5 accounts. You took a winning trade over here, then you took 2 losing trade in another account. So that account you have taken that winning trade, you let that account go. Then you are going to take that 2 losing trade in one account. You are going to let this go. You are going to come back with your third account. Maybe the next entry is gonna be a winning trade. Okay, just think like that way. So in 3 account, you got one account a winning trade, second account 2 losing trade, third account another winning trade. Either way, this is a good deal. But if you trade one account, you have taken one winning trade, then you have taken 2 losing trade, then maybe the third is gonna be a winning trade as well. Either way, you are going to be in the balanced break even, something like that. So you have made 50 handle, you have taken 60 handle loss, then you have made another 20 handle, then you have taken another 30 handle loss, or maybe 25 handle loss, something like that, with the partial or something, with everything. That's why I keep saying don't trade in the same account again and again. If it's a winning trade, let it go. In a day, one trade is more than enough. In a day, one trade is more than enough. But we need more trade. Remember, whenever it will close out this gap again, I'll take the same setup, same trade, same everything again. But here the stop loss is gonna be a bit different because I will wait for the candle is going to close above this last fair value gap to put my stop loss below that candle. I don't care it will come here or not. It's not my interest to see. I'm seeing this as a breakaway gap so far. If it is like this, I'm happy to see that it's gonna work as a breakaway gap. However, I'm seeing a selling opportunity right now, but not interested to fail the sell. Would love to stick with the buying opportunity, buying setup. I wish it will not fall, otherwise I'll regret. Unfortunately, I was unable to uh, close that take profit trader funded account. The buffer one also went above when I decided to blow the account. I went above the buffer. Come on, man. I struggled to go above the buffer in one account for near about 1 month. When I have decided I'm going to blow that account, it's more than the buffer. It's very dangerous thing, to be honest. So I'm not reading your chart actually. I'm sorry, comment actually. So if you're writing something, I will read it after a bit. Man, I'm gonna regret because I've seen that sell. Oof. Sometimes making decision is so difficult. Whichever market is going to give me, I'll take it. Whichever market is going to give me, because it's gonna be a consolidation day as well, like yesterday. Why consolidation, brother? Because this is Christmas, very near to Christmas, man. Come on. Expectation same. Body is not going to close above the constant crossment of that last fair value gap. If it close one tick below this last fair value gap. Partial in the 1:1 target is the equilibrium of that fair value gap. 32 candle, okay. That's gonna be the partial. Same logic I have used here. That was a losing trade. Here body closed below this consonant crossment. Here I'm gonna work with the same logic over here. Body is not going to close above the equilibrium, but it can trade this candle, sorry, that candle, and then it can start to fall. Partial is this level, target is the equilibrium. Nobody should close above the consonant crossment of this last fair value gap. Look at that range from here to here. It should work with the equilibrium and it should start to go higher. If it come to this deep discounted area, this low is obvious to be taken over here. This low is obvious to be taken. More importantly, the liquidity below the low and the unfinished business until the CPI 50%. Body should not close above the consonant crossment of this last fair value gap, which is above this sell side liquidity. Partial 1:1, and I'll put it here, sell side liquidity here. I'll try to take the partial here and then hold my trade until the equilibrium 50% of this range. I'm not moving my stop loss because it can come back again to this last fair value gap to build a bearish order block before falling and clearing the sell side liquidity. So I'm not moving my stop loss to the break even. I'll move it after building the order block. You please don't follow this. You should go with your own plan. Okay, 1:1 partial. Hold the trade for the maximum after putting the stop loss to the break even. You will take your partial to the area where you should take it, and then you should hold the trade until the area you are expecting this market can reach maximum. Remember the 15-minute candles. Look at the candles, the bodies where the candles are closing and the opening. Pure consolidation area. Let's see if it can close as a up close body close candles or not, and then inversed it as a order block. All I don't wanna see the body close above the Constellation crossment CE of that last fair value gap. That's all I don't wanna see. The first time it will close below this low, below that low. The body is going to close below this low. My stop loss will be above that high. Because I'm not sure about this order blocks yet. After the body close below these candles, I will be confident that, oh, okay, now it's as validated as an order block. So I will move my stop loss above this candle. I need the confirmation. We shall get my boom. I'm already over leveraged. This is the lower upper quadrant of the opening gap. This line is the upper quadrant of the opening gap that is working as a resistance right now. Happy to see that it's working as a resistance right now. So the equilibrium of the opening gap is kind of obvious to me. Now, now. I don't want to see that holding. I don't want to hold this trade until 10:30 because then 10:30 is a perfect area for reversal. So I really would love to see before 10:30 it will go for toward that liquidity, sell side liquidity. So this is the best time for going toward that liquidity. So either now or never, something like that. Time first, then price. I know where it is reacting from. It is reacting from that old 15-minute reclaimed bearish gap low. You have forgotten maybe, but I just removed and I told you that, remember, in between the lower 50% and lower quadrant, the 50% is the 15-minute reclaimed inverse parabolic gap low. It is reacting from there so far. But it's okay. I feel like it's broken, going to broke, because all of this sell side liquidity market is engineering here. They should be cleared. All of this liquidity market is engineering, and honestly it will keep open over here. So now this is the best time for the market to go toward that sell side liquidity. Body close above this constant encroachment is not a good sign. Stopped out, didn't give me the sell side liquidity. Now tell me, is there anyone who was in this trade and got at least the partial, got this partial? Let me open the chat actually. uh, 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 uh. Was there anyone who was in this trade and got the partial? You should get the partial. 3 loss in a row. Okay. I did not take the trade. Is there anyone who took the trade? Is there anyone who took this trade? I'm now just simply asking, is there anyone who has taken this trade? From here, this trade, is there anyone who took this trade? You took. Kuba, did you got your partial? Both last five look at trade failed. No, none of them has failed. Got partial. Thank you, brother. Is it has failed? It has failed. None. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like that way. It's failed, but it worked so beautifully. Unfortunately, brother. Look at the 50-minute candles. It's the December price action, and you are going to see this almost every day from yesterday, like this way. Like PM session, that was the PM session price action yesterday. Morning session was chasing market, like it was keep falling, keep falling. Then PM session whole consolidation. Today's AM session, every single candles opening and the closing, opening and the closing, opening and the closing. This is now valid again. But I don't like it how they built sell side liquidity. I took, but I didn't take partial because I'm trading only one single once. You can't do that, brother. If you do that, you have to close the trade around your partial level. If you have just one contract, you have to close it to 1:1. It will close above this last fair value gap. That's my new buy again. Whoever is going for the trade, go for 1:1. Mark the first presented fair value gap. You will see never got reclaimed. The first fair value gap, I'm not working with that first fair value gap. It didn't work here. It doesn't mean that it's gonna because of this. It didn't work. Sometimes shit happens because it wanted to fall one more time. It's okay. This time it is going to work, brother. It doesn't have any value to me right now because for the first time it was important to me. Now next time if I would love to use it as my higher time frame preference, then of course you can use it as an confluences. But for me, the way I'm reading the market, I don't need to think about this first presented gap. It didn't work previous time, it is going to work this time. I just don't know it will give me the entry or not. This has provided you a perfect beautiful area from here. Stop loss is here, which is 31 or 32 handle. You will take the partial around here 36 handle. You got the partial, put your stop loss to the break even, your job is done. I don't know it will give me the entry or not. If it give me the entry, I have to put my stop loss below this candle, but below that candle I have a fair value gap, so I'm just going to cover that fair value gap as well until this buy side liquid is not taken. It is going to work, I believe that. One time it didn't work, it doesn't mean that this time it's not going to work. It is important, of course, if you want to use it for your high time frame and I mean point of interest, like the way we did it before, like the no trade is valid below the first presented gap or all of these things. You can use it like that way, of course, no problem. But for me right now, the things I'm showing to you guys, it's not important to me the first presented gap. That's why I'm not marking it. However, it didn't give me the entry actually, unfortunately. If this buy side liquid is taken, it's not valid. Within 5 candle, 1 2 3 4 5, it will come here. That's my buying opportunity. You can take the buy from here, but the stop loss is gonna be too much, too big from that gap. So I don't want to take the buy from this gap. Love to see if it can come here to this gap to give me the entry opportunity. If you take the entry and your partial is just sorry, you took the entry by one contract, you will close your trade 1:1. Unfortunately, it's not going to give me the entries, I think. I'm just watching the candles. How many candles can take here to come? If it takes more than 5 candle before clearing the buy side liquidity, more than 5 candle, then I will look for the order block to take the buy again from this last parallel gap. It didn't work here. It doesn't mean that I'm going to believe that no, it's not going to work, because after that I have seen that it has worked here so beautifully. Now maybe 36 handle is not enough for you, but for most of the traders is more than enough. Even for ICT himself, 10 handle is more than enough for being profitable. 36 handle and 10 handle, the difference is very clean, man. Those people who are trading the funded account, you should not even hold the trade or the partial until 30 handle, 35 handle. You should take the partial around 20 handle, 25 handle. The more greedy you will be, the more loser you will be. You remember RB, or the guy came few days ago, like 3 to 4 days ago, and he was framing a trade for 3 handle, 5 handle for the ES. He was framing something, I don't know, or some kind of uh, volume or something like that. He was presenting or saying something like that, and he was saying that 5 handle, 3 handle run. Now they're making money and they're calling themselves that they're the boss of this market, and they're framing 5 handle, 3 handle, and calling that is their day. And here I have my viewers who has 36 handle didn't take the partial, who has 49 handle didn't take the partial. 78 handle didn't take the partial, and then it stopped. They got stopped out to the break even of the maybe to the loss. How is this going to work, man? Come on. Put your stop loss where I showed you and look how many times you got stopped out. Let's go with that, okay? Your stop loss is here. Put your stop loss over there. Hold your trade until this sell side liquidity after clearing the partial 20 handle, then start to move the stop loss. You will get stopped out over here by putting the stop loss over here. After clearing the partial, you will get stopped out here, which is 55 handle. After clearing 20 handle partial, by moving the stop loss, you'll get stopped out over here. Then we have framed another sell from the order block from here. From here. Took the sell. Oh no, not from there, sorry. From here, I guess. Took the sell. Stop loss was here, remember? So 24 handle stop loss. Or maybe above the or I mean sorry, above the order block. Just think like that. I put it above the order block. But so far I remember I put my stop loss above this candle because that high was not important to me. I put it over there. This market gave you the entry over here, around here. This candle has given you the entry. That candle, it has given you the entry around here. Then how much did it provided you? Took 20 handle partial, put your stop loss to the break even. Then I have framed this sell around here. Sorry, that buy. Stop loss was here, around this area. You got a losing trade over there. You didn't get the opportunity to take the partial, so you got a stop out over here. Then I'll put it like the way I should put it, but remember, take partial and got stopped out to the break even from the order block. There. You got 20 handle partial, thing like that, or just 20 handle partial, and got stopped out to the break even over here. Then you have taken this sell around here. Your stop loss is over there, 31 handle. You went for 20 handle partial, just for 20 handle partial, and got stopped out to the break even. Think like that way. Got stopped out to the break even. Now let's count. Are you profitable or are you a loser? First on, you got 20 handle partial, 51 handle profit. Second on, you got 20 handle partial, got stopped out to the break even. Third on, you got a 22 handle loss. Fourth on, you got a 20 handle partial and you got stopped out to the break even. Until now, whatever you have done, until now, the same account you have taken. Forget about every different kind of account. You went with this same account. Win, win, 22 handle loss, win. What do you want to show me, Ahmad? Except that you are greedy. Those people who got stopped out and you didn't get your profit, you are saying that you take 3 consecutive losing trade in a row or whatever you are saying. Tell yourself, accept that you are greedy. Accept that, brother. The long you will take to accept that, the harder it will be for you to work with your weakness. I don't give a shit, Hamad. I have already showed you how you should work with your funded account. 20 handle is a confirmed partial. 20 handle is a confirmed partial. You will go for the 20 handle. Now, next day, what I am going to do, I'm going to frame a trade here, going to put my stop loss here, and going to target here after clearing the partial above that high. Are you going to do that? Same thing. I'm going to say that, okay, my trade is here. I would love to take the entry over here. Stop loss is over here. That is my target. And I will take my partial when the market is going to go above this low hanging fruit. I will take my partial over there, around here. So are you going to follow me? So I'm going to take a partial for 72 handle by taking a 41 handle risk and going to hold it until that area. Are you going to do that? Same thing. Ahmad. That was a loss. You risked more. I risked more. It's my problem, brother. It's not your problem. You should do what you should do. You're not copying my trade, right? How many times I told you guys to take the partial over here? Now come on, please don't say this type of bullshit things, please. Don't do that. I'm not asking any of you to copy my trade. This is the first reason. And second reason, I have told you to how to take the partial. Everything I have already told about you. I never asked any of you to copy my trade. I'm showing you that it even didn't work. I'm able to make the profit over here by that last parallel cup with the same logic. By same here, if it give me the entry, I'll make the profit over here again. So one time it didn't work, it doesn't mean that I'll just go for the trade again with the same logic. I know that it's going to work. It didn't work here, it is going to work over there. I never ask you to guys hold the trade the way I'm holding it. You should do the same thing I teach you to do. Now, if you don't do that, it's your mistake, brother. It's not my mistake. You're copying my trade. You are greedy. Accept that. So which one you are talking about, brother? I'm asking you guys seriously. Now, what is the problem with this area? One trade I have framed, right? It has given you the run until here. Here. How long it was? 120 handle. Now, how much did you get? It's up to you, brother. You're not copying my trade. First trade. Second trade, I have framed from the order block. From the order block, right? From here. It has given you which one you're talking about. I just don't know which one you're talking about, brother. This is the second trade that has given you, I guess, 27 handle. Yeah, I guess 27 handle it has given you. Where your risk was 25 handle. Which one you are talking about, brother? Which one? I'm asking you, which one you are talking about? First trade I have framed, 30 handle risk has given you 120 handles. Second trade I have framed, 25 handle risk has provided you 27 handle. It's in front of you. This trade I have framed here, it didn't work. I agree with you. What was the exact loss? Why you are saying like this way, Ahmad? I should deal with you because it's been long you are here. You are talking shit. Stop loss here. It didn't work. I agree with you, brother. It didn't work. So which one you are talking about? Even if I say 1:1, which one didn't work? Which one? I need to see that which one didn't work for you. Why you take three losing trade, consecutive losing trade? How you can take three consecutive losing trade? Which one you are talking about that where it didn't work? Came here until here, right? Forget about everything. Here. Now show me which one. Ahmad, talk to me. It's going higher, so I can't do anything over here. I have to wait this candle to make the manipulation first. First trade has given you 1:1. Second trade has given you 1:1. Third trade is a losing trade. Fourth trade is given you 1:1. Which one you are talking about, brother? Forget about 20 handle. Forget about your 20 handle. Which one didn't work for you? 1:1. This one, 30 handle risk, given you 120 handle. This one, 25 handle risk, precisely. My entry was above here. Given you 27 handle, 1:1. This one didn't work, 22 handle loss. This one, your risk is 32 handle, it has provided you 35 handle. Which one didn't work for you? Where you are not able to catch 1:1 partial, put your stop loss to the break even. Which one, brother? Can you please show me or tell me? I'm just done with this shit, to be honest. I never ask you to copy my trade, but forget about everything else. I need this reply from you, Hamad. Which one you are talking about where it didn't give you the 1:1? And how it can make three losing trade in a row? Can you please tell me that? I'm really interested to get your reply. You are greedy, accept that. You didn't follow your own rules, accept that. In this market, whatever trade I have framed, it will make you profitable. Even if I framed one losing trade, I framed four trade. Out of four trade, if you Calculate the things, whatever it is. Calculate it. You will be profitable trader, not a loser. 948. Okay, 948. Where is that? 948, 948 here. Yeah. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? What is wrong with this thing? This is the order block. I clearly remember that I told I don't want to put my stop loss over here because this is an intermediate term high. If this market go above this high, it's gonna be a switching market. Market will start to go higher. So I will put my stop loss above that candle which has made this fair value gap. So it was a 23 handle, maybe 24 handle stop loss. Then this candle has given you the entry over here. Then it moved 27 handle over here, 27. It's clear over here, 27. Your loss is 24 handle. Your target is 27 handle. Why you didn't get the stop? I mean, sorry, partial. Why you didn't get the? I don't give a shit about my two tick or something like that. Why you didn't do that? Why your trade didn't work? Don't give me a shit. My entry was here, not exactly to this order block even. My entry was above here. Look, that's my entry over here. And my stop loss is here. So it's 21 handle, 3 tick is my risk. Market has provided me 29 handle, 3 tick. Even more than 1 is to 1. Like 21, 22 handle like this. I need your reply because you give me some accusation that it didn't work 1 is to 1. So if it is a 1 is to 1, so 10 handle to 10 handle. So where is your logic? Show me your logic. Why you didn't take that partial over here? Why this is a losing trade for you? Why? Tell me, brother. Why it is a losing trade for you? Did you copy my trade, or didn't you listen to me when I keep asking you guys to take the partial while it was 1 is to 1? Come on, brother. So before any kind of accusation, first ask yourself, did you follow the rules you should follow? Ask yourself, ask yourself. I'm not getting mad, I'm just showing you the things. I'm not getting mad. You told 1 is to 1 will take the partial. Every single one of you has given you 1 is to 1 except that one. Why didn't you take the partial? My question is to you. Why didn't you take the partial? However, from the 15-minute chart, I can see that market is trading the old week opening gap as well as the hourly last fair value gap. We'll see that if it can provide me another selling opportunity around this area. So market structure shift, fair value gap, another selling opportunity until this area. If I get the market structure shift and a fair value gap, then I will try to frame this sell over here. The logic is new week opening gap is going to hold the market. Last fair value gap from the hourly chart is holding the market and sending the market a bit lower to trade some kind of bullish PDRA. However, I didn't get the market structure shift yet, so and also I don't have the fair value gap. I am not able to catch it. First of all, this is a very hard price action, brother. So I am giving my level best so that at least some of you can make some money. And still, if you just give me the accusation, it's not good. Good. and it's just trading this area. Would love to see if it can respect this area and send the market a bit below here, and with a setup, some kind of setup, it should give me over here. Going for the 50-minute fair value gap instead of the hourly gap, as it's respecting the consequent crossment of the 50-minute bearish gap. Keep the 50-minute bearish gap. See now if it can fall. Yes, sir. More trades is not equal more profit. More trades is equal more losses. Take that trade, stop trading. You're done for the day. You'll be a profitable trader. Thank you, Jamil, for reminding me this. So if you remember, what did I say? I'm going to remove the opening gap from my chart. All of this from my chart. This was the dealing range, and I told that I want to see this market is not going to react from the 50% and start to fall. I didn't want to see that. I want to see it will come here to the upper quadrant, and then it will retrace, then it will start to go higher. So it came to this upper quadrant where we have this last fair value from the 4-hour chart as well. From the hourly chart, we still didn't get the retracement leg, so I don't need to mark that leg so far because it didn't give me the retracement. 15-minute chart, same kind of scenario. Market has is going higher, a bit consolidation here. Now came to the last fair value gap consequent crossment. Would love to see it will hold the market, send it lower first before going higher again. It's bullish for that buy side liquidity. Until this is not broken, it can't go over here. I need some kind of reaction from this last fair value gap. From the 1-minute chart, I want to see this leg over here, the equilibrium of that leg, whatever equilibrium is going to be here. Until this equilibrium, this market will fall first before going for that buy side liquidity. So it come here, and then it will trade with the equilibrium maximum, okay, not here, the maximum equilibrium, and then it will start to go higher for this buy side liquidity again. If it starts to reverse from here, there is nothing wrong, but I'm not able to touch it from here because it's kind of deep premium area, so I don't want to take the entry from the deep premium area. First I need to see it will come here until this equilibrium. My intention to see, can I frame a sell setup over here now until this equilibrium area. But I was thinking about a 22 YT model. Market didn't build that 22 YT model. We'll wait for the 11 AM macro, find a selling opportunity. Or if it doesn't do that, instead of that, if it clears some liquidity and starts to go higher from 15-minute chart closed above this gap, we'll look for this buy side liquidity over here. But first intention for me to think about this sell until here, until the equilibrium. Just we'll see if it can provide me any selling opportunity. 50% now of the leg, premium and discount logic. Is that a question, Kuba? Jamil, did you get that? What you are asking for, brother? Kuba, I didn't get your question, brother. Can you please ask me one more time? This is the maximum line this market should fall. Now, it's not actually working the way I was expecting because it should not come over here. It came here, then it reversed. This is not working the way it should work. See here, this leg here, if it wanted to fall for that sell side liquidity, it should work with the 50% of this area. So until the 50%, then it should fall. As I was bullish, I am interested to see it will come here to this dip premium. When it came to this dip premium, I would love to see it will work with the premium area here somewhere, premium area, and then it will start to go higher, keep going higher for the buy side liquidity. Actually, it didn't work like that way. It fall until here, big consolidation. This is the consolidation, and then market went higher, came here. Now, would love to see it will fall for this sell side, sorry, this equilibrium. Just don't know when it will give me the opportunity or not. From yesterday to until second week of the February, this is very tough price action, guys. Don't overtrade, don't over leverage. If you get a winning trade, lock your account. Stop trading over there. Don't overtrade. I was locked out from the first trade, $4,800 for the day. The question is why second? Then is key. True, Jait, and congratulations for your profit, brother. Are you considering the 1037 inversion fair value gap? 1037. Yesterday I told one thing. I think some of you didn't wasn't here. So let me actually remind that one more time. You see here the 15-minute candle, okay, the 15-minute chart. Now look on my left, there is no 1 minute swing high. Coming back to 1 minute chart. In 1 minute chart, you can see that there is no swing high left over here. Market is right now trading here around these gaps. This area is the best area to look for the 22 YT model. For example, this market failed to clear this relatively equal highs over here, okay, and there is some kind of, like, look at this area exactly over here. Remember what did I do here? Inversion fair value gap. I framed the inversion fair value gap into over here. Do you know why? Now please write it down, man. I can't repeat this again and again and again. This guy asked me, that's why I'm able to give you this reply. Look, above this high I have this relatively equal highs. See here, I don't know you guys can see it or not. Please give me the reply. See this relatively equal highs over here, or some kind of single high, relatively equal highs, whatever it is, above this swing high. It has traded a last fair value gap from 1 minute chart or something like that, from my higher time frame as well. However, I'm interested to look for an inverse gap over here. When this market went higher, cleared all of these highs, and trading inside this gap from the 15-minute chart, I prefer 22 YT model because I don't have any higher high left over there. So I prefer to go for 22 YT model sell model. Inverse gap is not a high probable area here to frame a trade because it is the highest high from 1 minute chart. Is that clear, brother? Now, of course, you can frame the inverse gap. I don't have any problem, but I just gave you the my opinion. The way I'm actually studying the inverse gap, because I was so weak on inverse gap and I was shit with that inverse gap weakness. So I need to find out how can I build a strongest inverse gap. I mean, leg from 1 hour price shouldn't go to the 50% then higher. Leg from for 1 hour chart not go to the 50% then higher until the 50% then higher. Now it can come to the 50%, there is nothing wrong. It should not come to the lower quadrant of that leg, lower quadrant, it should not come over here. 50% is always equilibrium, it's always acceptable for every kind of scenario except the consolidation area. For example, here you see this consolidation here, the 50% of this consolidation should not be touched. If it touch it, you will see another consolidation. Let me show you this. If I mark the consolidation high and the low, extend it to my right, look over here, just let me change the color. This is the color. Extend it to my right, look over here. Where the market came to this same consolidation 50%. See here, that original consolidation 50%. After reaching over here, what you were seeing here? A small period of time, but what you are seeing here, another consolidation, because it stopped or stuck with the 50% of this consolidation, original consolidation, exactly came to the 50%, started to consolidate again, one two three, almost four candle, before candle was inside the same range, or it was in range bound, because it is stuck with the consolidation. And then look how it went through that 50% of that consolidation zone. This is the high of the consolidation where this market is stopped, exactly to the high of this original consolidation over here, exactly to the high. It stopped over there, reacting from there. Consolidation high, constant crossment, consolidation low. This is the consolidation low. Extend it to your right. What do you see over here? Another big consolidation over here inside the same old original consolidation zone here. If this candle, look at that candle, and after this candle, you saw that candle. After that candle, you saw this candle that has closed above this constant encroachment. It will keep going higher. You will never see this consolidation. But if I remove this from my, okay, just don't get confused. Okay, this is the old consolidation high, old consolidation low, 50%. Market is reacting from them. Look at this pitch of price action. You got that, Kuba? Another consolidation inside the last fair value gap. So only use 1 minute inversion fair value for trade only if there are near relatively equal levels not yet taken, correct? Depending on your price action, depending on your expectation. Because here what we are expecting, market gapped up, it gapped up here. So all the people are going to chase the market, taking the buy, and this market will fall fast until where the equilibrium of that opening gap equilibrium. So my expectation was it is going to fall. So what kind of setup I am going to choose here to take the sell? 22 IT model, breaker block, water block. I will look on my left. I will see what do I have here. I found that, wow, there is some kind of what to say, I mean, the relatively equal highs over here. So market has a possibility to clear that relatively equal highs. If it failed to clear that relatively equal highs and give me this kind of inverse area or inverse gap, it's a high opportunity for thinking about a sell or for falling. The in area I was expecting this market will fall, that's why I framed the sell. But if you're not expecting sell and you saw these things above there, there is a liquidity or some kind of buy side liquidity is left over here, and you are going to frame the sell of from the inverse gap. Of course it's not going to work. So before taking a trade, there should be some kind of context why you are going to take that sell. What is the importance of that sell? You understand, sister? Yes, bro, thank you, no problem, Kuba. I'm waiting for a sell, but market is consolidating. Do you know why? Because this whole price action is inside of this price action. This is a consolidation. See here, it is inside this consolidation zone right now, and market is doing a lot of consolidation here as well. Highly volatility concept. Actually, for Fed Chair Powell speak, I see this type of price action. But right now, without Fed Chair Powell, I'm seeing this price action on the market. Good. Let's see the next candle can give us some opportunities to take the sell or not. Do you require a Venom model in this situation? The inverse gap is engulfed in the opposite direction. Venom model I didn't study, sister, unfortunately. I tried it, but it doesn't make any sense to me. So much confusing things. Sophia, did you take any trade today? I think it will reach 25,495 high. 5495 high. See here, it's buy side liquidity. I written it down. This is the target. Market is coming here. But for now, I'm expecting some kind of fall until here because of the retracement. Market should not go like this way. Should not go like this way. See, it has built a bull flag here. So if it starts to go higher, all the bull flag are They're going to take the buy, they're going to get profit. I'm expecting this is going to happen like this way. Overall, it's a bullish market, but I need some kind of retracement first. Two trades and I'm deep green. One was a partial. One was. Did you lock your account, sister? Otherwise, you will start to complain again because people doesn't listen to me. They want to copy my trade. I don't anyone to copy my trade. I want them to follow their rules. Is the things I'm saying you copy whatever I'm saying. I'm also helping you to show the trades. I'm not giving you any signal. Why I'll give you the free signal? I'm helping you to show you the trade. Now the rest is your job. Risk management, money management. I also give you the risk management as well. Go 1:1 at least. If you are trading your funded account, don't give a shit to your 1:1. Take partial around 20 handle, put your stop loss to the break even, then start to trail your stop loss with the price action. Catch as much as you can catch. It's consolidating. I have nothing to say. People are getting so obsessed. Go back to chart, man. What you will see in the chart, it's pure consolidation. Market is trading the old weak opening gap here. This two line is the old weak opening gap. It is trading that old weak opening gap. Here is new day opening gap, two new day opening gap, one after another. It's a big area for a consolidation. Partial I took in full. Bullshit. December price action. Yeah, partial. Some days ago, Suziman told me that he doesn't want to take the partial. Instead of that, he closed his trade over there. Now, I can't say this in live, but this is what you should do when you are seeing a bad price action or you are expecting some kind of bad price action. You're not going to hold the trade. This is a very bad area to visit. The faster you can get out of this jungle, the better you will do in this jungle, in this price action. So when he told me that I close my trade around the partial level, if I'm not wrong, if Sudivan is here, he will be able to confirm that I'm wrong or not. However, when he told that he is going to close his trade in the partial level, I am feeling very happy. Do you know why? Because this is not a good price action. You are seeing it good because you are seeing these runs, but you are not seeing the PTRS, how it is going to react from one PTRA to one another PTRA. So if you can close your trade around the partial level, and you are going to hold your trade when it is an high probable area, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, except the last week, August last week, September, October, November, again until November, you're going to take the partial in the partial level, hold your trade for so long because you know there you'll be able to see that PDRs are respecting. So yeah, that's the my question to you, Gurdev. Which one is more stronger, that bullish fair value gap or that bearish fair value gap or that new week opening gap or that bullish new day opening gap? What do you think? Which one is the highest or strongest PDRA out of these four? Here, right now, this market is trading 15-minute last fair value gap. This is the 15-minute last fair value gap. Above this last fair value gap, I have this buy side liquidity. Then I have this new week opening gap or the old week opening gap, this bold black line. Here, these blue lines are the new opening gap. And I have this bullish fair value gap from 15 minutes chart. Which one is the strongest? What do you think, brother? Forget about going higher or falling. Forget about that. Just tell me which one is much more stronger according to you. Yes. Thank you, Sudevan. I'm taking full profit in one shot, no runner. Thank you so much. Yeah, brother. I was not wrong. Will you continue to trade the rest of December? Still now it is able to be traded, man. So I'm just watching it. If I can see when I will see that no nothing is working. So what is happening right now, sometimes morning session is good, sometimes PM session is good, but still it is tradable. When I'll see it's not tradable at all, like yesterday's PM session, I have found one trade, just one trade, that was a losing trade. 18 handle losing trade. Yesterday's PM session, whole PM session, there was just one trade, and that was a losing trade as well. 18 handle losing trade. But morning session was so beautiful. Absolutely. Pundits changed rules about scalping only profit on 1 minute or longer. Of course, you are going to hold the trade at least for 1 minute, man. You have to do that. New week opening gap, absolutely Zaid. New week opening gap is the strongest bearish gap over here, which is aligned with the last fair value gap. So for me, the strongest fair value gap is new week opening gap, then new day opening gap, then last fair value gap, and the weakest PDRA is this bullish fair value gap. I am bullish, brother. Please don't get confused. I am bullish. I am interested to see this buy sell liquidity to be taken. But before going over there, it should fall a bit more, clear some liquidity. See this beautiful bull flag? I don't want to see this bull flag is going to be trigger and market will start to go higher. So first I need to see this type of bull run that will help the people to think that it's a bullish market now. They will enter here, market will start to go higher, then it will fall. You stop them out. And then after stopping them out, they will try to take breakout entry. That means support turned into resistance. They will take the sell, market will start to go higher for this buy side liquidity. That is my expectation. It can it go keep going higher? Of course, it can go keep going higher, but I'm not interested to enter over there if it keep going higher. I need the fall first. I'm so pissed off about this new rule. I am ready to take payout, but because of this rule, I have to take more trades. This prop firm will keep posting new rules, new rules, new rules to make it much more difficult day by day. They will add more rules. It's gonna be very difficult, trust me, man. Very soon it's gonna be very difficult, and nobody is going to be able to get the payout from the prop firm. Maybe within 5 years it's gonna happen like that way. So you have to accept that, man. TPT is the best always. I agree with you, brother. There is no rules. If you're a disciplined trader, if you are going to follow your own rules, not my rules, your own rules, TPT is the best. Take profit trader is always the best. Brother, take the buy. Look, why I'm not looking for the buy. Market has cleared the sell side liquidity. Very important. Please listen to me. Market has cleared the sell side liquidity, gave me the market structure shift. This is the entry fair value gap. Market has also trade the fair value gap, bullish fair value gap, which is not a random fair value gap. Entry fair value gap, breakaway gap, entry fair value gap. Everything is perfect. I have this buy side liquidity. I am bullish. Nothing is wrong over here to take this buy, but still I'm not framing any buy over here. Why is that? Because market did some consolidation here. Then this is a big run. Came to the 50% of this gap, last fair value gap of the 15-minute chart. 15-minute candle is respecting the 50% of that 15-minute last fair value gap. Build a nice bull flag. Now in here, don't you think that those people who missed the buy from this support, right? This is support. Those people who missed the buy, they didn't take the buy here. because they were thinking that this market is going to fall for this support zone over here. Very nice support over here. So they were thinking it is going to go for that support. They didn't take the buy. After seeing this leg, what they are going to do? When they are seeing this consolidation again, they are going to mark the support and the resistance. There, those people who failed to take the buy here, they are going to take the buy here around this area by thinking this bullish flag is going to work and market will keep going higher. Isn't it seems like chasing the market? Market came here, I missed the buy here, so I'm going to chase it here. I don't want to miss this run. So I would love to chase the market from there. When I will enter, this market will fall. Do you know why? What is the main trap? Main trap, okay? FOMO, fear of missing opportunity. Brother, I am bullish. I missed the buy here because market didn't give me the opportunity. It just keep going higher. I missed the buy here. Now I'm seeing that market has built some consolidation. Take that consolidation low. Trade 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Gave me 22 YT model. Trade the entry fair value gap. Market is going for that buy side liquidity. I'm going to enter over here. Where I am seeing that this market has built a very nice bullish bull flag. This is the high of the bull flag. This is the low of that bull flag. It is going to clear this high over here. That high is going to be clear. Maybe until to the top of this area. The what is I mean the last fair value gap high. And then for the first time it will start to reverse. I will try to take that sell. To think that even if it failed to come here to the equilibrium of that range, it's gonna take the low of that bullish flag low or the consolidation low. It's gonna clear that low, going to trade maybe this fair value gap very small or maximum until here, which is the most important area for me here. And when it will come here, I will start to look for buy from there again. In between, if I can find a selling opportunity over there, I will try to take that sell by depending or predicting that market is coming here to this fair value gap, by predicting that over here. Even if I failed to hold the trade until here, that means market doesn't come here, I will try to enter over here, take the partial here or maybe below this low, put my stop loss to the break even, because if it fall, at least clear this low or trade this last fair value gap, I will be able to look for the buy again. So I will make sure that I have taken some partial over there. Does it make any sense to you guys? What is the main problem? Main problem is FOMO. You have missed this leg, so you don't want to miss that leg until this buy side liquidity. You don't want to miss that leg. You are going to enter over here. In your mind, what is going to work? I missed this buy. This is the only thing it is going to knock in your head. I missed that leg. Wow, what a run, man. If I could enter over here, I could get that big boom. I missed it. I'm not gonna miss this. And when you are seeing this, you are getting very afraid. Oh man, it's going higher for this buy side liquidity. I'm going to miss this. And you will enter over here. Market will start to reverse to stop you out. I don't want to enter over here to the buy. I would love to see this high. At least that high will be cleared. Market will give me a selling opportunity over here. Who can tell me that what I am waiting for? Anyone who can tell me that what I am waiting for? Am I going to take the sell from this gap? Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Wow. 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 I'm now amazed. I'm really happy. I'm really happy. After seeing this replay, I'm really happy. Because one fair value gap, I don't believe it because my bias is bullish. I'm going against my bias. I know the buy side liquidity is here. I just can't believe in one gap just from 1 minute chart after seeing some fall. I can't believe in this gap. So I need two fair value gap here to enter into this market. Can I use this fair value gap, this last fair value gap? For example, if it closed below this last fair value gap, can I take the sell from this? Any of you, can I take the sell? The same logic I have used here, remember that last fair value gap here, or I tried to use this last fair value gap here, well, two times here. One time it didn't work. Second time it didn't give me the entry. Can I use this gap like that way? Can I do that? Any of you can please tell me that. Can I use this gap like that way? If you are writing yes, tell me why. If you are writing no, tell me why. Why I can't use it like that way, or why I can use it like that way. Why? What is the reason? So this gap, though it has been built over here, it didn't work, right? It didn't work. So I can't depend on one single fair value gap. I need to wait for two gap, at least two gap to take the sell because I'm going against my bias. If you write it down that yes, then tell me why. Why I can use this gap to take the sell. There should be a reason, right? And if you write down no, then tell me why I can't use this gap. Please give me this reply. No, there is no importance of the quadrant level. Forget about the quadrant level. You are seeing just the last fair value gap. Forget about the quadrant level. Forget about the quadrant level, please. Last fair. Think about just the last fair value gap. Okay, Abdus Samad Jadani, where is your sell side liquidity? Can you please tell me, show me the sell side liquidity? Where this low has built the sell side liquidity. Is there any other relatively equal lows on, sorry, another low before this low? Is there anyone else? No. I could use this gap like that way if and only if this low has built another swing low here, a beautiful sell side liquidity. Then and only then I'm allowed to use this gap to take the sell. As you can see, this is just a single low, just a single low. I can't use this gap to take the sell, last gap, take the sell. When I framed this last gap buy here, I had the buy side liquidity. Buy side liquidity. This side, all of this size buy side liquidity. When I have framed the sell over here from this last fair value gap over here, below this last fair value gap, this lows has built the sell side liquidity here. But what happened here? This is just a swing low. It didn't build any liquidity, so I can't use this gap to take the sell. Can't use it. You got the point? Yes, sister. So you are going to take the buy here? Of course not. I have already told you what is going to happen over here. First, this market will go higher, then it will fall for this low at least, at least this low. Even if it failed to go for that low, it will come over here and then it will start to go higher. If and only if it happens, I'll be able to take both buy or sell anything. But without this, I can't enter into this market. No FOMO. So, brother, you are wrong. Actually, market came here. Now it's going higher by respecting that breaker blow. I don't give a shit. It will go higher. Take that buy side liquid. I'll let him go. I want him to see to fall first. If it doesn't fall, no trade is valid to me. I will let this go with so much happiness. Let go, brother. I don't have any problem. I want you to fall first. So two things I can do. First, I will let the sell go because I'm not bearish. Then I'll wait for a buy setup. Or I will try to catch the retracement sell and then I'll go for the reversal buy. If it doesn't give me none of them, I'll let them go. And most probably it will do another consolidation here. Most probably. The first candle will close below this candle. I'll take the sell from this candle or from this order block. It will close below this. That's my sell. Tap to this candle. That's my sell. Here, if it tap to this candle low, that's my sell over here. If it doesn't touch that candle low, I'm not going to take the sell. Stop loss above that candle high. Where is the target? That low, this low, original consolidation low. First partial, 1 is to 1. If it is below the 20 handle, that means you can see here risk is 18 handle. So I'll try to take my partial around 20 handle. Because it is below 20 handle, so for me 1 is to 1 is more than enough. As it is below 20 handle, I will try to catch my partial around 20 handle. 1 is to 1. After taking the partial, we'll hold the trade until to the low of this candle. More importantly, here around this parabolic cup, which is the equilibrium range. See how I actually avoided this trap over here around this area. First, it trade this gap. I didn't take the sell because I need two fair value gap, right? I didn't get the two fair value gap, so I let this go. What is in my mind? Okay, it will tap to this gap and it will keep going higher for this buy side liquidity. I will miss that trade. I don't have any problem. I'll miss that trade, man. I have no way to catch that trade. Okay, so I let this go. Wow, market didn't do that. Market has cleared that high, trade that highest wick that has cleared all other wick, traded the lower quadrant of that wick. Body didn't close above the lower quadrant, closed below this old reclaimed gap. Highest up close body close candle is an order block. Tap to this order block. I know that this market should fall at least until this gap. Even if it failed to go below this low, it is coming at least until to this last fair value gap, and then can start to go higher. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to catch that run from the order block to until this gap. As I can see that until here it's not even 1 is to 1. I would love to go for the equilibrium that's gonna make me 1 is to 1. Okay, so something like 20 handle, something like that. For example, like that. But I know that it can simply tap to the high of this gap and then start to go higher. I know that. I'll take that risk over here. This is why it is risk gaming. I will add more over there. Not going to think that it's going to go through this. I'm going to add more over here. Why? Because this trader, supporter, okay, these people are seeing this as support here around this area. They're seeing this is a very support. So they have already the bull flag around this area. Then they have the support here. See this support, beautiful support. So they're going to take buy here. And I'm going to take the sell because I'm going to believe that this support zone is going to be broken. This new support, okay, not only the bull flag but also new support. So when it tapped to this order block, I will add more over there. If I add more over here, I will take some partial to the top of this gap and then take more partial to the consequent crossment, and then finally I will hold the trade for this low. Or if I'm more sorry, more yeah, greedy, then I will hold it until this equilibrium area. Or I'll take the partial over here, more partial, and then I'll put my stop loss to the break even. We'll let this run go for this low. If it give the boom here, that's gonna be my profit 37. And okay, I'm happy, brother. I got the partial 20 handle because my stop loss was 1 is to 1, at least 20 handle. I got the partial, I put my stop loss to the break even, and then I tried to hold my trade until this low. So all of this trap has been broken. Now if you are going to copy my trade, what I'm going to do, maybe I'll try to take the partial to the low of this gap, just for, I was thinking like that way, and market retrace from the 50% or to the top, then start to reverse. What I'm going to do, man? Why you are copying my trade? You should not copy my trade. I have already told you what you should do. What I'm doing here, I'm trying to open your eyes how you are going to break this small price action, a very small price action, but how you are going to break that with the PDRS, with the logical area. That's gonna be the boom, maybe. Or maybe I'm holding the trade until here, and this market after coming here reverse, and you saw that I got stopped out to the break even. Just taking this low is the most important low that should be taken. The maximum it can come here. Now I showed you that, okay, I took a partial and this is my target. What happened? This market came here, reversed, stopped me out to the break even or my trailing stop loss. You are seeing this is not a winning trade. Come on, man. From over there to until here, it's 37 handle. It's not a small run. It's a huge run. You don't think this is a huge run because for you are trading the prop firm where you are able to buy an account just by $40, $50. But those people who are trading with their real money, do you know that they even don't take the partial around here? They take the partial with 5 point, 6 point, 7 point because that is their real money. However, I hope that it is also understandable for you why this market is going to fall. Why the FOMO, work with your FOMO, work with the logic. What is the logic behind that? I have framed today, forget about the previous entry. From here, start from the logical area. 1, 2, 3, 4, until now 5. Out of this 5 trade, just one trade has given, well, maybe it will give me my highest profit. Rest of all, I'll get after the partial, I'll get stripped out because this one, I will hold it here until this area. No, but I don't care about anything else. I will hold it until here because this is my area. So I'll never get the boom over here. The boom. Maybe I'll take a partial, I'll get stopped out to the break even over there actually. This is a losing trade, 22 handle. This is a partial break even, partial break even, partial maybe break even because this is also something that kind of scenario. Maybe I'll hold it until here and then I'll get stopped out to the break even. Maybe, I don't know. Still, is that enough for being profitable? I didn't go here. I didn't do anything here, nothing here. and finally I got that run. I got that run. Didn't work. I promise you, brother, if it could tap, give me another here, entry here, you'd be able to get that boom. It didn't work here, doesn't mean that it's something you should not use. This is very sensitive, very easy to art to find out. Something like here, this one, same logic, same everything. It didn't work. I don't need it to be worked. Partial is more than enough for being profitable. Maybe you took the partial here. Oh, sorry, you didn't take the partial. You pushed the button here. You are holding the trade until there. It reverse, stop you out, and you will start to cry, brother. This is a losing trade. Why it is a losing trade? My question is why? I know this low is the most important low that should be taken. It can trade until the 50% of or to the top of this last fair gap before going higher. Why you are holding it until here? Because this is the extreme expectation. However, guys, this is 11:32, so I don't want to frame any trade anymore. But remember to look for the buy only. I'm interested to take the buy only for this buy side liquidity. I wish that, oh, some of you has written the boom for me. Hey bro, tell me why should I buy Blue Guardian? Please help. Why should I buy Blue Guardian? Help. I mean, why you should buy Blue Guardian? How can I know that? Thank you, John. Thank you, Mahdi. Thank you, Sophia, for that boom. Any of you are in this trade with me? Boom, bro. Thank you. No problem. Trifornium. Was there anyone who was with me in this trade? I don't think so any of you are in this trade. Because you don't like to take the easiest entries with all the explanation. You need something complications. Boom, boom. Thank you. Okay. Dora was in this trade. Cool. Kuba, how many entries are you going to take, man? Kuba, I didn't expect it from you, man. Stop taking entries, man. It's enough. It's huge, man. Now stop. That's cool. Big John Viking. Thank you, Suzivan, for the boom. Yes, I take the boom. I don't know, Muhammad, did you take any other trade or not? I stepped away for a moment. No time for. No worries, sister. Don't overtrade, please. No, Kuba, please. Please, Kuba. Come on, guys. Don't overtrade, man. Ahmad, I'm sorry. Okay, brother. Don't blame me. I always afraid of getting blamed. I mean, be blamed by anything. Please don't blame me. This doesn't happen accounts where took 1 2 trades. Yes, sir. Please keep strict with 1 or 2 trades. Keep strict with that. If you have any problem with your psychology, contact with Mahadi. He will teach you. You brother, thank you, Jaid. Hey Jaid, what happened to my 25K payout, brother? Am I very near to getting that 25 or 26? I don't remember actually. Am I near to that payout or I'm very far from that payout? What is the situation? Let me know. I'm waiting for my setup, man. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What I'm looking for now? Sell? Of course not. Now it's time to look for the buy. Why? Because the people looking for that bull flag, they got stopped out here. Now, when they got stopped out here, they will start to take the sell. I don't want this market to fall too far. No, it could fall until here. It didn't fall, it's okay, absolutely okay. First time it will go above the constant crossment. It's my opportunity to look for the buying opportunity again. But around the lunch hour, I'm not interested to trade at all. So yeah. All of this consolidation is inside another consolidation. See this consolidation? It is happening inside this consolidation area. All of this consolidation area here, this consolidation, this huge consolidation is happening inside that consolidation now. If you have a truck where the previous consolidation happened, see this gap over here, whatever gap it is going to be created over here, that's my buying opportunity. Inside the launch hour, no trade is valid. So when I'm saying this, don't push the button, please. Whatever gap it is going to create here, that's my high probable buying opportunity over here for this high, more importantly that high. If it reversed or closed above this gap, I would love to take the buy from here until to the top of this gap, and more importantly until to the top of this last fair value gap. From there to there by putting my stop loss below this area. So something like that. Please don't push the button. Something like this. That's gonna be the target. From to the top of this reclaimed inverse fair value gap to until here. Watching. Please don't push the button. Here in launch hour, no trade is valid. Body can close below this concurrent crossment. There is nothing wrong. It can fall for this lowest down close body close candles. Trade them one more time before going higher. Until now you're talking about sell. Now you're talking about buy. This is according to my bias. This trade I will hold until this buy side liquidity. Until that buy side liquidity. I will hold it until that buy side liquidity because this is according to my bias. How did you know that? I have already explained to you how this is going to happen. Go a bit below, sorry, bit back to my streaming where I showed you how this is going to work. First it will go higher, then it will fall, then it will go higher. When it will fall, it can maximum fall until this area. That is the maximum area where this market can fall. If it doesn't fall here, I don't need to see that. At least it will trade this gap or it will take this low. After clearing this low, it will start to go higher. I am not able to take this buy from here just because I'm not sure that is it coming here or not. So I will wait for this market to close above the constant crossment of the last fair value gap. Then whatever fair value gap I will get over here, I'll try to take the entry over here. If I have any kind of previous uh, confluences or previous gap that can I use to take my entry, I will use that gap to take my entry. Simple. Came to this specific bullish fair value gap. Nobody should close below the concurrent crossment of this bullish fair value gap. Not even a single body should close below the concurrent crossment of that bullish fair value. Please don't push the button here. It's a request to all of you. It's the launch hour. No price is valid here. It's a trap hour. Not even a single body should close below the concurrent crossment of this gap. It can maximum tap to the top of this candle is allowed because this is the order block or the consecutive order block. Extend it to your right. It can trade this order block over here. Nothing is wrong over there. To trade the opening of that order block. Was that hindsight after happening? Did I say that? No. I told that beforehand. It can close below this gap. Nothing is wrong. But I'm not going to allow this market to close below this bullish gap that should hold the market. then why I'm going to take the entry from here, not from here? Because sometimes it doesn't need to even come over here. It will simply use this reclaimed inverse gap and it will start to go higher. So I don't know that it's going to be traded or not. When I'm not able to find out that is it going to trade this gap or not, I would not interested to miss this trade. So what I will do, I'll try to catch the run from this old reclaimed inverse gap and will hold the trade. If I see my stop loss is logical and I can put my stop loss not like 50 handle, 60 handle, something like 20 handle, 25, 30 handle, something like that, because of the volatility, I will be allowed to put my stop loss over there to take the entry over here. If I saw that, okay, my stop loss is going to be 40 handle, I would never frame the trade from here. I would frame the trade over there. Even if I miss it, I don't care, because my stop loss is gonna support my logic to take the entry. Please don't take this trade. It's a lunch hour trade. It's not a good idea to take the entry right now. Let this go for your learning purpose. Later, when it is gonna happen inside the session, you're going to take this trade. This is for the learning purpose only. By the way, I'm going to remove these quadrant levels because I have a lot of quadrant levels. You'll get confused over there. I'm just keeping this quadrant level over here to see the first time to close above the lower quadrant of that week. When it will close above the lower quadrant of that week, I'll move my stop loss to the break even. And I'm watching the old week opening gap high. Can it break the high of this old week opening gap? Because this is very important. It is still holding the market. The old week opening gap high is still holding the market from 50-minute chart. So I need to see a 50-minute candle close above this old week opening gap high, so that I can use the high as a support. So the next candle, after this candle, the next candle should close above the high of this old week opening gap. This candle should close above the high of the old week opening gap. If it failed to close above the old week opening gap high, this is very risky, because still the high of the old week opening gap is holding the market. I need to see the body close above the old week opening gap high. I mean this line over here, above that line. More importantly, if it can close above this lower quadrant of that week, that is the best case of scenario. That means here, if it can close above this line over here, that is the best case of scenario. At least above the old week opening gap high. At least above that line. This is the only barricade that is holding the market. I need to see it's gonna be broken. It failed to close above that again, but good thing is it has at least closed above the consonant crossment of that old week opening gap high for the first time. Has closed above the consonant crossment. At least I got the confidence. Okay, finally it is going higher. Even though it will take a bit more time, but it still there is an opportunity it will keep going higher, because it has closed above the consonant crossment of that old week opening gap opening gap. I need some sign right now to see that it's bullish. All I need a bullish fair value gap, that's gonna be an unfilled fair value gap. Remember, all I'm watching how the market is going to respect the 50% of this gap. This gap 50% is the only thing I'm watching here. Nothing else at all. I don't want to see not even a single body to close below the consonant crossment of this board of this gap. This gap is my base of this trade, not this reclaimed gap, not this order block, not this 50-minute last fair value gap constant crossment, not the new week opening gap constant crossment, nothing. This gap is the base sorry, is the base of this trade. The first time it will close below this constant crossment, it's a low probability. For the first time it will close below this, either close the trade or start to move the trade, start to trail the stop loss. Please don't take this trade, it's just for the learning purpose. Nothing is more important rather than the 50% of this gap to me. Why is consolidating? Brother, this is December. You have to understand that. December is the shit price action. It will take a long time rather than you expect. That means you enter into a trade, market starts to run toward your direction. Most of the time, it's not going to happen. Most of the time, it's not going to happen. Okay, finally, it has cleared that low as well. It has built that low, cleared that low. It will go higher now or never. This is the time. Either it will go higher now or it will never go higher, something like that type of scenario. Because the liquidity job has done over here. It has built a bit consolidation here, cleared that low. See, this low has been cleared. Liquidity has been taken already. Liquidity is done. Job is done here. Now either it will go higher or it will never go higher. Something like this type of scenario. If I am in this trade, I will put my stop loss over here. That will be my stop loss right now. Something like that. No, none of you are in this trade, so I'm not need to say that please don't follow my stop loss, because no, I know that nobody are in this trade. However, when this low has been cleared, liquidity has been cleared, either it will go higher now or it will never go higher now. Now, how do I know that it is going higher? After seeing a bull candle, am I going to say that, oh, it's a bullish market right now? No. Whatever swing high market left before trading the order block. So you can see here, this is the swing high that has market left before trading this order block. I want to see a body close above this high. When the first time it will close above this high, I'm allowed to move my stop loss. Actually, I should not move my stop loss right now. I should move it after closing a body above this line from 1 minute chart. Restarted my computer to answer. I'm at 9K payouts for the month, but I blew all my funded accounts, so I opened 5 more. Wow. Unfortunately, I didn't get my setup. Bad luck. Okay, next time I'll try it. But yeah, Jaid, please don't overtrade, brother. Be cool, be very strict, follow the rules you should follow. I hope you'll do better. It takes one more time that low. Three drive pattern. One, two, three. Okay, let's see if it can start to go higher now. All I need to see a body close above this line. Three drive pattern is something that will help you to understand that this is the time for the market to start toward the direction you are expecting it is going. Okay, so right now when the first time it will close out this line, my stop loss is going to be below that low, which is the three drive pattern low or whatever the liquidity taken low. It should be over there after closing the candle above this line, over here above that line. Still now the order block is this candle because this is the lowest down close body close candle over here. This is the order block so far until now. So I can't use any other PD array to move my stop loss except that candle. So body close above this candle or body close above this swing high, most more, I mean both of them is the only way to move my stop loss. I have to make 9K to pass them, and there are 150K accounts. I'm almost there. Should be three there by tomorrow or Monday. Are they top step accounts, brother Jaid? RIP to everyone who has been on top step these last 3 days. I hate top step, by the way. I have top set it in and so I open to. Brother, did you use my code Take Profit Trader? I don't think so. I've been in this trade since 10:35 going long. I entered too early, but I'm still in the trade. Okay, so if you pushed the button before 11:30, then you can hold the trade, brother. We'll see. All the job is done now. It should start to go higher. So be ready to write down the boom for you. I'm going to be ready to write down boom for you. Make sure that you have taken a partial here. If you don't take the partial over here, you are a perfect gambler. And if you don't do that, I promise you, brother, you will regret most of the time. See you, sister Sophia. Yes, I did use your code to accounts, but I didn't actually see that. I don't know, maybe some technical issues. Did you use the code T2 Wizard? Top step serves have been going down. So I was going to for the last 3 days at New York Open. So many people losing their accounts because they can't close their trades. Unfortunate. This is very unfortunate. Those that guy. Okay, so where the market came closed above the constant crossment of this week. This is the confirmation. I'm going higher. Clear that high. Above this high, I have the last parallel gap high over here. Last parallel gap high. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my stop loss. The break even is highly risky. Safest place is here. This is the safest place. At least here, that candle low that has closed above this line. More importantly, above this constant crossment, this that candle. So below that candle. Until now, I don't have any bullish fair value gap, by the way. Now, if you are in this trade, for example, are you going to hold your trade until here? Of course not. You are going to take the partial around here. You will take the partial here, which is 1:1, and then you can hold your trade here. Brother, it's a very just three handle difference. That three handles is going to make you profitable. By the one of my brother is actually in this trade, so I should not for the stop loss. Should follow this by himself. What do you see over here? This high, that high, relatively equal highs. I don't need this quadrant level anymore because it's broken over there. So going to market, new buy side liquidity. See this buy side liquidity over here? Buy side This is gonna be shit. First time it will close below this constant crossment, it's going to fall. This is a pathetic, and around the lunch hour, this pathetic price action always build our BP high. Oh man, come on. Yeah, that is not only 1 hour last fair value gap, this is only, I mean, inside the 50-minute last fair value gap as well, brother. This is the area where we have the 1 hour last fair value gap is here. The 1 hour last fair value gap. This is the 50-minute last fair value gap. This candle low, this candle high, 50-minute last fair value gap. So far it has closed above the consonant crossment of this last fair value gap is a good sign that market is going higher. At least to the top is the most important area this market should reach, and then this buy side liquidity. Launch or let the launch out go, and then maybe you will be able to find a good opportunity. Still, it didn't stop me out. This didn't clear that low. Okay, it has cleared, but by the shallow run. Perfect. Alright, here. Could go not. The first thing, it closed above the consonant crossment of the old week opening gap, but need one more body close above this line over here. This is a pure consolidation versus is equal to versus. Sir, Paragon, what are you talking? Versus yes ever bring your stop back to break even. I'm always moving it to plus 1 2 points. I would rather be profitable more than right sometimes. Versus ever. I'm not in account trade by the way. I was asking. Is there a question? Versus ever bring your stop back to break even. I'm always moving it plus 1 2 points, but rather be profitable more than right sometimes. I always love to move my stop loss. For example, if I were in this trade, I would already get a stop out over here by that leg. When it go one tick below this candle over here, that candle, one tick below that candle, I'm already got a stop out over here with maybe some point of stop loss. I don't know how many point is there. Let me see. From the entry to until that low plus 1 2 points, so kind of three handle. I have already taken, I mean, stopped out over here with three handle over here. When this candle appeared on the chart, closed above these highs, it should go above that high and trade the high of this area or the last fair value gap. After seeing this, I will do that. If I saw there is a fair value gap, for example, this candle has built a fair value gap, my stop loss would be to the break even plus 1 2 point. Okay, so just the commission, something like that over there. If there is a fair value gap, otherwise, I will get stopped out with this three handle by logical trailing loss. I am afraid of this loss. That means I'm holding the trade after seeing this candle to finish some PDRs over here. All of this buy side liquidity has been cleared, failed to clear the extreme high, build the liquidity. Time is lunch hour, so it is going to take some kind of swing low, obvious swing low, to clear it first to come back again for this buy side liquidity. I'm afraid of that. So either it will give me the boom or I will get stopped out over here with three handle. I will be okay with that. That three handle loss, I'll be okay with that. Otherwise, I will just get the boom or get stopped out over. I prefer that because I'm afraid of taking more losses. 15 handle, I'm not acceptable. I'm not going to accept that 15 handle loss. I'll accept 3 handle, 2 handle loss because I should move my stop loss. Yes, sometimes I get stopped out, but most of the times it helps me to avoid more losing trade. It helps me to that. This is how I am seeing this market, and it's helping me. It doesn't mean that it's gonna help you, brother. So please do that by yourself. And if you see that, oh, okay, by trailing stop loss, you are actually avoiding more losing trade. Maybe sometimes you are getting stopped out prematurely. It's okay. But if you can avoid losing trade or more points when it is going to reverse, then I think you should trail the stop loss. It's according to my opinion, according to my understanding, and according to my experience. You have to find it out. By the way, no trade is valid in this lunch hour. If any of you have pushed the button over here around the lunch hour, I have no say. Okay, to be honest, I have no word to say. And that guy who told me that he was in this trade, I think he has got his partial at least. May got to the break even, or maybe he is still in this trade. I don't know. Please, if you had the opportunity to take the partial before the lunch hour where you took the entry, take the partial. Partial habit will make you profitable. Partial is the key of this market. Be profitable. Partial without partial, no. There will be no profit. There will be no consistently profitable trader. It's nearly impossible because you this market, see how it left that liquidity over here. It doesn't need to do that, but it left it. Who the hell am I to say that market can't do that? Of course, market can do that, but you have to be careful. However, guys, unfortunately, it didn't give the 20 handle. Unfortunately, I think it has given like 18 handle one tick. So didn't give the 20 handle. If it could give the 20 handle, maybe it could be a winning trade. It's not a valid trade, first of all. But if it was inside the session, maybe just for two handle, we could get a losing trade. Just for two handle or one handle two tick, we could get a losing trade if it was inside a session. But the logic was, it will trade this gap, will react with the concurrent crossment, and then it will start to go higher. First time it closed below this concurrent crossment, trade this bearish gap, started to fall. Unfortunate. Before closing, give me some reply. I can say 61 people are over here. Who is green? Is there anyone who is green? Whoever are watching right now, just before closing, I just simply asking you the question. If you don't feel bad, then just let me know if you're green or red or something. Yeah, create the buy side liquidity for the PM session. I told that only the buy is valid. How far this market can maximum fall until this equilibrium area, this gap. So after the PM session, you'll go for that. Congratulations, Suzivan, for being green, brother. Green, I stopped to the trade from New York Open. Congratulations, brother. Whoever closed the trade is or stopped trading after the first trade, you guys are the best. You guys are the best. Prince, green, green, green on the day. Congratulations, team. Prince, you also green. Martin, you also green. Hey, Martin, I have a question to you. I think you have been here for a long time now because I'm seeing your name for so long right now. Brother, what do you think about me? Just give me opinion, your true opinion. Is it valuable to you? Is this stream valuable to you? Not for copy trading, but for reading the price to understand the logic and to find out the edge. How can you avoid some trade and how can you frame some trade? How can you predict the direction? Not always, but most of the time. Martin, if you are still here, brother, I'm green in one, red in other, and break even in others. Still good, not bad, Jamil. Break even for me. Okay, Dora, you did overtrade or you didn't take the first trade. Is it going to fall for this sell side liquidity? I have no idea. I have to wait for the PM session. How far it can maximum fall until this last fair value gap, because it came to the deep premium now. Until here it was not deep premium, but when it has cleared that high, here it came to the deep premium. Now it has a possibility to fall until the last fair value gap over here. I learned today that the fair value gap doesn't have to be tapped all the way to consequent encroachment for it to be used. Okay, you got it. Thank you, brother. At least you got something. It is helpful, is still learning. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Who is as black as a penguin? Who is as black as a penguin? Me, brother. I'm so black, like penguin. So finally, this new week opening gap, own the game, own the match. This is the strongest PDRA in one price action area or in the ICT concepts. In my opinion, the strongest PDRA is this new week opening gap. So he has won the game. I appreciate it. As it's already 12, okay? So see you tomorrow, maybe around the PM session. If I find something good, I'll share that to you. Otherwise, yeah, it can fall for this equilibrium or this gap. Still, it has a possibility to fall for this constant encroachment area. So I'm not only the bullish, I'm also bearish as well. If it can build a bearish gap here, I'll start to look for a selling opportunity for this equilibrium area, for that low. More importantly, from 1 minute there is some sell side liquidity. So if it can build a bearish gap here, now let's start to find a selling opportunity for these lows. More importantly, until to the 50% of this bullish gap from the CPI as well as the 50%. I'm not bullish actually. Sorry, I'm not bullish. I'm not able to look for the buy down until it's not leaving any kind of parallel gap. If it leave the bearish parallel gap, I'll start to look for this area. If it doesn't leave the bearish parallel gap before the lunch hour, sorry, before the PM session, I'll be bullish. If it doesn't leave the bearish parallel gap, however. So yeah, thank you so much. Take care. Take care, Mahdi. Thank you so much, man. Mahdi, what is the color of your account? Mahdi, what is the color of your account? Oh, I got some donation today. Who donated? I forgot. I got some donation. That's cool. I think Sophia. What is the color, Mahdi? Ah, if I stop reading the market, it's gonna be your loss, brother. I am not going to lose anything. So if after framing this trade, the rest of the day I'll just say, okay, let's say it's going to work like the other YouTubers do actually. If I do that, it's not gonna be beneficial for you. That's why I'm not going to stop after one trade. I'm keep reading the market. And if I go for the trade, it's not valid. So for they're not valid. As a finishing, I've framed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trade today from 9:30 to until 11:30. Out of this 5 trade, one losing trade, four winning trade. I've not traded for 3 weeks. I'm just deserve. I'm just observing and enjoying this stream. Thank you so much. That's cool, brother. You have more patience than me. Thank you so much, guys. So it's a good day. For those people who are bully green, congratulations, brother. Not a bad day. Until the next session. Cheers, guys.